1 in 3 women and 1 in 7 men will experience domestic violence. 30 to 50% of trans and non-binary folks will experience domestic violence. 1 domestic violence incident occurs every 23 minutes in Kansas.
Domestic violence calls are our top call that we go on. And it's not something that just happens once in a while. Domestic violence is happening all the time in this community.
So we know that there's a need, and we know that children and communities and schools and neighborhoods and social impact networks are affected by domestic violence.
And we do want to build a safe community here, but I think we need to recognize that people need our resources and we need to make sure that they're accessible.
And if people can become aware of the need, then they can become aware of the solution also.
We believe survivors. We empower survivors. We work with and assist survivors in reaching their goals of safety and stability.
Survivors who have been involved in a domestic violence incident need that support, need that resource. They need somebody that they can trust to help them get through what is perceivably the hardest time in their life.
And that survivor may not have anybody except for an advocate, and our goal is to just show up and be there for whatever they need.
So we want to give people that empowerment and that autonomy to be able to do whatever they need to do for that self-determined safety, and we're here to help them in whatever capacity that looks like.
I can be one safe person who is literally only showing up for them.
Once they're in our doors and they recognize what their needs are, they get the support that they need to move forward.
Awareness is vital. Awareness is the first step. For people to get help, they must know that we are here. For people who can help, they must know why they should.
With violence on the rise locally, nationally, and globally, the staff at the Willow Domestic Violence Center works nonstop, day and night, not only to offer assistance to the victims of violence in our community, but also to model a peaceful and just way of living.
Last year, we answered over 5,000 client crisis phone calls, provided over 2,000 services, and 6,999 nights of safe rest.
There's services in this community that are essential for the people that live here, and Willow is one of those.
When people think about the costs of domestic violence, they don't necessarily think about all the ancillary costs involved, and those are the ones that really add up quickly. Costs like first responders, lost work time, costs for services like hours and services around hours. All of these combined add up to $8 billion annually in the United States.
We need to raise about $500,000 a year. So it's a big undertaking. We have a lot of people who work in many ways on those projects.
Now therefore, I, Lisa Larson, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, Kansas, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2019 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
I've really loved how the Willow has stepped up in trying to share our story with the community, and the community has been really receptive and has helped amplify that story.
It's a field that is a personal interest of mine, but I also see that in town we have a very, very, very high quality and effective organization who's doing this work.
Once you get involved and you see all the hard work and all the good that comes out of the vast efforts that are out there in the community that the Willow does, it's really nice to be a part of that.
I mean, our partnerships are long and deep, and there are many of them, and truly without the awesome network of Lawrence nonprofits and other partners, we wouldn't be able to help people move from A to B to C in a supportive and reasonable fashion.
Welcome to Restoration House.
I am proud and impressed and amazed every day by the passion with which these advocates go about doing what they do.
Your job is to be a hope peddler, to give them resources and and to give them some sort of vision for the future that's going to be very different from what they have experienced. And if you have overcome something in your life, a willingness to share that will create a bond and also tell them, yes, there's hope.
I want another picture here.